From the WKBN First News Network, home of the High School Football Big 22 Award, celebrating 25 years of live television sports in the Valley, this is the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. Sponsored by Stadium GL and She Leaves.
First place in the Eastern Ohio Athletic Conference is on the line here on this Friday night as East Palestine and United face off in Week 7 of the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. Hi again, everybody. Chad Krispinski, Ralph Sandy with you. A perfect night for football, and we're all set for the opening kickoff. United won the toss and deferred to the second half. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this one. East Palestine unbeaten at 6-0. It's the first time they've been 6-0 since 1982. United, meanwhile, is 5-1, having won 7 straight in the head-to-head series. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this one. Should be a lot of fun on high school football's biggest stage. And the kick is away by Liam Jones of United. It's taken across the 10, 15, 20, 35, 40, midfield. One man to beat. And a big-time return by Colton Early. Just the kind of start EP was looking for.
Yeah, we know how powerful this East Palestine offense is, and to get a great start on special teams is going to help them a lot. You see the middle just opened up for Colton Early. He did a nice job of just making that straight line. Didn't have to make a lot of moves. It sets this offense up in great position.
59-yard kickoff return, and it is first down for East Palestine at the 30-yard line. They have an outstanding quarterback in sophomore Clark Rutledge and a tremendous running back in Zach Chanel. 3 wide receivers, near side to the right, 1 far side to the left. Just underway, 11 seconds in. Clark Rutledge awaits the snap. There's some movement, and we have our first penalty flag thrown. Our referee tonight is Frank Cardone.
It looked like Levi Lucas, 77th, and moved a little prematurely.
Here is Frank Cardone with the official call. And so it is Levi Lucas. The center judge is Mike Fortine. The umpire, Greg Samsa. Head linesman, Bob Nacarado. Rick Whitaker is the line judge. Andrew Wilde is the back judge. So it'll be first down and 5 for East Palestine. And the give is to Chanel up the middle, muscling his way and rumbling down inside the 20 and into the B&R Wholesale Tire and Wheel red zone. And that is Wyatt Swanson there to make the stop for United. And it'll be another big gainer. And it's a first down to the 14, just underway here in this one.
Well, you look at that play right there. It's same as that kickoff return. I mean, the middle just opens up. That offensive line does a great job of creating that hole for Chanel.
They officially marked the ball down at the 13-yard line. Chanel is to the right of Clark Rutledge. Rutledge has piled up the numbers. He'll go to the air, dumps it off far side. It's caught inside the 10. And that's Keelan Simon on the receiving end. More positive yardage for the Bulldogs.
And that's something that Clark Rutledge brings to the table. A real dual threat quarterback at this point in the season. Already over 1,000 yards passing. A good runner, too. We'll see a lot of both here tonight from this Bulldog offense.
Rutledge, according to head coach Michael Dempster, really good at reading defenses. Very much a cerebral quarterback. And Rutledge brings a man in motion, left to right. Rutledge pumping once. He will now tuck it and look to run. Throws on the run into the end zone. Touchdown! Keelan Simon hauls it in. And East Palestine is on the board on their first possession.
Well, you talked about it. Clark Rutledge able to read defenses, look down the field under a lot of pressure. Everybody thought he was going to run that football. The defense all comes up. Meanwhile, Keelan Simon sitting in the back of the end zone, and Rutledge finds him. for a quick score to start this game.
Brad Bartell's on for the extra point. Out of the hole of Peyton Rutledge. Snapback ball down, kick up, and the kick is no good. 11:01 to play in the opening quarter. 6-0 East Palestine on the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. This is a very motivated East Palestine team that has lost 7 straight head-to-head matchups against United. The last win for East Palestine in the series coming back in 2017 when the Bulldogs won 36-7. Back deep to return for United. Among those, Thomas Brown. Looks like Zach Chanel will kick it off for EP. And he makes the approach and puts his foot into it. It is a high twirling kick that is picked up by Sidney Casto, knifing through. 40, 45, down the sideline. Look at Casto. 30, 20, cutting it back inside. Breaking another tackle, and that is stopped at about the 5-yard line. Boy, special teams have certainly been tremendous for both sides, but there's a flag all the way back at the 25-yard line, and this one is coming back in all likelihood.
Yeah, we might have seen a block in the back. I didn't see the call there, but it's coming back.
So wipe all of that away, and it'll be first down and 10, and field position will be quite a bit worse for the Golden Eagles. And let's see where they put that football back. They're going to march it back inside the 25, down inside the 20, and they'll put it down at the 15-yard line. So it'll be first down and 10 from the 15-yard line. The United quarterback is Thomas Brown. Mekhian Haynes is the tailback. They have an outstanding offensive line, but what else is new? United always has a great offensive line. In motion comes Braden Schwartz. It's a run play over the right side. And a good push from the big fellas up front for Mekhian Haynes and a solid gain. But boy, East Palestine looking like a well-oiled machine, set up by this outstanding kickoff return to start things off. Colton early really set the Bulldogs up nicely, and then the ground attack, Chanel, and a touchdown pass from Rutledge. Run play, right side, Brown, down the sideline, 50, 40, and he's out of bounds. And another first down for United. Boy, get Brown into the open field, and he can really make some things happen. Nicely done.
Yeah, he's sneaky fast. We saw him back in the Mineral Ridge game and really put it all together in the second half of that game, starting off well on the ground for him there as well.
37-yard pickup for Brown. And he stepped out at the 45-yard line of East Palestine. Eagles have it, first down and 10. Brown, a small player, but very quick. The give is to Mekhian Haynes. Around the right side. It'll set up a second down situation upcoming.
And what you like from these United offense is the fact that they have that power back in Haynes. Then they also have that speed back, which is the quarterback, Thomas Brown. It's a nice balance, keeping the defense off balance.
They mark the ball at the 37-yard line. Rolling first quarter clock, 9:35 and counting. Thomas Brown will bring a man in motion right to left, and he turns and gives. It's a run play down inside the 35-yard line. That was Braden Schwartz on the carry for the Eagles. And that is going to be enough for A United first down as the Eagles are quickly back to the line of scrimmage. They will send out 2 wide receivers to each side. The running back once again is Mekhi Haynes. Thomas Brown brings a man in motion. And this time he'll keep it himself, faking the handoff, and he pushes his way down inside the 30 to the 26-yard line. Peyton Rutledge there to make the tackle for East Palestine.
In the early going season, United doing a nice job of mixing it up, mixing a lot of different backs, mixing in that motion to keep that defense off balance. And again, you saw just a brief glimpse there of the speed that Thomas Brown brings to that quarterback position.
2nd down and 4. They mark the ball at the 27-yard line. Rowan Kelly comes in motion, left to right. And we have a whistle and a timeout called by United, and it comes with 8:27 left in the opening quarter. We'll take it as well. We're back after this on the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. Welcome back. 2nd down and 4 for United from the East Palestine 27-yard line. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 near side to the left, and the give is to Mekhi Haynes. Open field! He races in! Touchdown! 27-yard touchdown run for Mekhi Haynes. Just like that, this one all tied up at 6.
Yeah, really both offenses come out here in the first quarter and pretty much do whatever they want. Mekhi Haynes does a nice job of cutting it back to his left. And really no Bulldogs on the defensive side of the ball over there. And he gets United their first touchdown of the first quarter.
8th touchdown of the season for Haynes. And now the extra point try coming courtesy of Liam Jones. Snap back, ball down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 8:22 left to play in the opening quarter. United with a 1-point lead at 7-6. Quite an answer by the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, we're at the point in the season now where the offense should be where the coaches want it to be. They've had enough practice. They've had enough game situations. You add a little bit every week. We'll see what wrinkles both of these coaches put in during the week.
So Liam Jones has the football all teed up for United. Back deep for East Palestine. Colton Early, who had a massive return on the opening kickoff. We'll see if he gets another chance. And Jones drills it downfield. It's taken by one of the up men across the 25 to the 30. Ahead of the 35 and the 36-yard line. That's Braden Plum on the return. But quite an answer by that United potent offense. Thomas Brown getting in on the act, and it's polished off with a 27-yard touchdown run by Mekhi Haynes. And it's 7-6 in favor of United. And that scoring drive is sponsored by On Demand Occupational Medicine. Clark Rutledge and the Bulldogs will go to work. 1st down and 10, empty backfield. Rutledge to throw, dumps it off. It is complete along that far sideline. And it's complete to Zach Chanel. Pickup of 5 on that pass completion. 2nd down and 5 from the East Palestine 40-yard line. Clark Rutledge awaits the snap. He has it. Looks to go to the air. He's under duress. He rolls out. Now throws on the run. Incomplete. Into the near sideline. It'll bring up a 3rd down play. He was just throwing that one away.
Yeah, and again, it's good football IQ by your quarterback. Only a sophomore. Rutledge really has come into his own this year. And you see a play like that kind of just break down instead of forcing the ball into traffic or taking a loss with the sack. You get rid of the ball. You live to fight another day here at 3rd and 5.
3rd down and 5 from the 40-yard line. Another empty backfield for Rutledge. 4 wide receivers, far side to the left, 1 near side to the right. And Rutledge awaits the snap. He has it. Dumps it off, far side, caught by R.J. May. May got dumped as soon as he caught it, as there was a whole slew of white helmets to the football, and That play was pretty much shut down right from the get-go.
Yeah, Quentin Taylor's not going to get the tackle there, but he broke on that ball almost immediately, really reading that formation, reading that screenplay coming, and his ability to penetrate and throw off the timing allow the rest of that defense, including Levi Lucas, to come in there and make the play.
So Chanel is now in punt formation for East Palestine, averaging 28 yards per kick. And he gets the kick away. It's a very high kick. Everybody gets away from it to avoid any kind of a disaster. And it is touched down at the 36-yard line by Avery Klingensmith. The area's best football players are part of WKBN's Big 22. The Big 22 is sponsored by WW Heating and Air Conditioning and Northeast Ohio Impact Academy. Go to WKBN.com and click on sports to see the top high school football players from the Valley. And these are two teams that have some very high hopes regarding postseason play and beyond. In motion comes Haynes. This is Thomas Brown, open field. Brown turns on the Jets, and he's gone. Touchdown! Thomas Brown, you get him into the open field, and it's game over. 63-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier, the effectiveness of that United offensive line, and I don't think anyone touches them here on this run. They did a nice job of giving him the lane to run in, and boy, once Thomas Brown gets going, his speed will take him there.
7th touchdown of the season for Brown. And Liam Jones trying to add the extra point. Snap back, ball down, kick up, kick, good. 6:20 to play in the opening quarter. And United has now taken a 14-6 lead. That was impressive. Jones drills this one. It'll be taken by Colton Early. He drops it, picks it back up, and got drilled at the 25-yard line. Braden Schwartz down there for the special teams stop for United. And that was almost a disaster for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you got a great picture of Schwartz, 17, coming right at the ball carrier. Does a nice job with a sure-handed tackle. Gets a little help over the top by Austin Seresna.
From the 25-yard line, East Palestine will set up shop. One wide receiver to each side. Clark Rutledge will turn and give to Chanel, and Chanel got ridden down from behind after a short pickup of about 1 yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, you look in the middle of that United defense, you see big number 53, Zach Raffi, is 6 foot 310. There's a good picture of him right there. Really does a good job of clogging up the middle. Has a bunch of tackles for loss this year. We haven't seen a lot of Clark Rutledge running the ball so far in this game. He comes into this game with almost 500 yards rushing. And him and Rutledge and Chanel really form a nice 1-2 punch in their backfield.
Rutledge takes the snap, looking to throw again. He's under duress, and he whips it into the near sideline again. Was a receiver in the vicinity in Keelan Simon. And again, that's the 3rd time tonight he's been under some serious pressure.
Yeah, by that guy, Wyatt Swanson, the senior linebacker who leads this team in sacks, coming in with 2. Almost got himself number 3 right there.
That will set up a 3rd down and 9 from the 26-yard line. Rutledge has the play call. Rutledge, a very athletic quarterback. They love his leadership skills, and he's just a sophomore, but he has a tough situation now. 3rd down and 9, and a flag comes in. It's a delay of game called against East Palestine, I believe. So it is a delay of game, and that will make a 3rd down and 9, a 3rd and 14 from the 21-yard line. And now we have a whistle and a timeout called by East Palestine. And so on an important 3rd down and 14 play, they want to talk things over because you have to punt the ball here. If you do, and you give this United team another opportunity with the way that they've been able to score some points, there's a chance this could get away quickly if they continue to get opportunities, and they may right here.
Yeah, I mean, this is a difficult 3rd down, too. We're not talking about a 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 4. This is a 3rd down and 14. You're going to look in that playbook and say, hey, man, you know, we did a big chunk right here. What can we do? And, again, you're right. Forcing a punt here really would give the Eagles good field position. But it's up to that defense.
So Rutledge and East Palestine facing 3rd and 14 from the 21-yard line. And Rutledge will look to throw. He's under duress. He will now run. He's to the 25. Tries to cut it back across, and he got whacked, and the football came out. But I think they're going to say he was already ruled down, well shy of a 1st down, and East Palestine will have to punt the ball away once again.
Well, you see Rutledge come out of the pocket and start running. There's some space out in front of him. You're going to see Mekhi and Haynes just break down in the open field and make a solid tackle. Quentin Taylor there to help as well. But tackling Clark Rutledge in space could be a problem. Not that time for Mekhi and Haynes.
So Chanel is in punt formation, and Chanel gets the kick away. It is a twirling kick taken at the 40. Up across the 45, ahead to the 50-yard line. 45 to the 40, and on the return, it was Quentin Taylor, and he got wrestled down, but United is going to open things up in East Palestine territory. Tackle made by Brad Bartels of East Palestine. 4:30 left to play in the opening quarter, and United with another opportunity opening up in Bulldog territory at the 37-yard line. As you get a look at DJ Ogilvie, the head coach of United. He says his team has really improved over the last few weeks. He's seen some young players really step up. He said the run game has been especially strong. We've already seen that again here tonight. 1st and 10. And they'll toss it out to Brown. Brown breaks free. Brown ridden down, but he was able to pick up some positive yardage. They'll move Brown around at various positions like they did right there, and he made the most of his opportunity.
Yeah, really switched roles right there. Mekhi and Haynes went to quarterback. Brown went to tailback, and they tried to run a little option to the right. Timing wasn't great, but still got him a yard.
Just continue to pick up positive yardage. 2nd down and 9 from the 36. Clock rolling inside of 4 minutes left in the opening quarter. And Brown will give it. This is Braden Schwartz. Schwartz spun down right near the line of scrimmage. He may have picked up a yard. Brought down by Braden Plum. And they'll say no gain on the play. He may have even lost a half yard.
You notice tonight all the pre-snap movement that United does to try to confuse that defense. Add to it this motion.
The give is to Haynes. Haynes busts it outside. 25-20, 15-10, 5. Touchdown! There is a flag down, however. And it looks to be a hold against United, so it's coming back.
But that was the same play they scored on, just run to the other side. I think Rohan Kelly's going to get called with this hold. We saw him struggling with the defender in the middle of that field, in the middle of that run.
So it is against Rohan Kelly. So back up. The Eagles, we'll get a look at it here. There it is. Right in the middle of your screen.
Usually if your hands are on the inside and you're not outside those shoulder pads, you usually can get away with that. And that was so far behind the play, didn't really even need to do it.
So East Palestine called its second timeout.
And boy, isn't it crazy to be talking about weeks 8, 9, and 10 already?
You're telling me. Wow. All right, so it is 3rd down and 13 after they assess the holding penalty, which wiped out a touchdown run by Micah Haynes. Brown. And the Eagles look to go to work on the offensive side. It's a direct snap on the option. Brown spun down on the play at the 45-yard line. The first to get there was Peyton Rutledge, and that's another big loss on the play. It was a very slow developing play, and it'll bring up 4th and long.
Yeah, United just puts almost everybody up near the line of scrimmage. Everybody in the middle of the field, didn't split anybody out. Said, we're just going to try to run it down your throat. And again, they give that option look with Micah Haynes at quarterback, and not much success.
Quentin Taylor is in punt formation for United. High snap. Taylor gets the kick away. And the flag is going to come in as the Palestine punt returner got drilled as that ball was in the air. And it was Tanner Morrow who was back deep to return. And the flag came out almost immediately. Kick catch interference, I believe, will be the call. That's exactly what it is. And let's see who the guilty party is. Looks like Rowan Kelly. Very clearly, Morrow was trying to get away from it. And he got crushed. So they're going to assess the 15-yard penalty. And they'll put the ball down at the 35-yard line where East Palestine will open up this offensive drive. 3 wide receivers, far side to the left, 1 near side to the right. Clark Rutledge looks across the way at his offensive coaches. Play clock is now down to 10 seconds. Chanel is the running back. East Palestine will operate. Play clock down to 4 and now 3. Rutledge takes the snap and gives it to Chanel. He breaks 1 tackle and then got knocked down at the 38-yard line. A pickup of 3 yards for Chanel, and it'll be 2nd down and 7.
You know, you think back to that first drive of the game for East Palestine. They did a nice job of running up the middle. And boy, since that first drive, there's been no room up the middle.
Chanel is originally from Georgia. He moved here about 10 years ago. Rutledge zips this one to the near side. It's caught for a 1st down up to the 50-yard line. Keelan Simon has had a strong opening quarter for East Palestine. That'll move the chains, and the Bulldogs will get a fresh set of downs from midfield.
Yeah, if we can't run it up the middle, we're going to throw it to the outside, and important 1st down there for the Bulldogs.
1:17 remaining in the quarter. 1st and 10 from the 50. Rutledge looks to the left, firing. It is complete. Inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. R.J. May on the receiving end that time.
Yeah, that ball hung up
just a bit. Yeah,
yeah, hung up there. Probably a little more Then Clark Rutledge wanted it to, but it got the job done. Good gain on first down.
Looks like a pickup of about 7. Second down and 3 upcoming as we're inside the final minute of this opening quarter. Rutledge with 3 wideouts to the right, 1 far side to the left. Rutledge will give it. This is Chanel inside the 40, and he muscles his way down to the 37, and that is another East Palestine first down. Tackle made by linebacker McKine Haynes. East Palestine quickly back to the line of scrimmage. First down and 10. They mark it at the 37. Closing in on the final 15 seconds. We'll see if EP elects to snap the ball again or if we will take a timeout and come back and start playing the second quarter. It looks like they will not snap the ball again, and the first quarter is in the books. We go to the second quarter. Your score, United 14, East Palestine 6. We're back after this on the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. All set for quarter number 2. Michael Dempster's East Palestine Bulldogs looking to put another one into the end zone. They scored on their first drive, but since then, United has scored 14 unanswered points. EP will send out 3 wide receivers, near side to the left, 2 far side to the right. It's now an empty backfield for the Bulldogs. Rutledge looking to throw, firing complete to the 35. On the receiving end, it's R.J. May, and he paid the price at the tail end of that play. He got drilled by Quentin Taylor, but did hang on.
When you like the play by Clark Rutledge, he sees the blitz coming. He throws right where that blitz came from. Finds his receiver out in space. And a pretty good gain there on first down.
Pickup of 8, second down and 2. They mark the ball at the 29-yard line. Chanel remains in the backfield for East Palestine. 3 wideouts, far side to the right. Clark Rutledge will give it to Chanel. He bobs and weaves his way inside the 25 and down to the 21-yard line. And that is a first down for East Palestine.
Now you're starting to see this Bulldog offense kind of settle down a little bit. Very similar to what we saw in that first drive of the game where you're mixing in the pass and the run, keeping that Eagle defense off balance.
Chanel, the workhorse, back for East Palestine. I mentioned earlier that he is from Georgia, and he really models his game and loves Nick Chubb, the former Cleveland Brown and current Houston Texan. Rutledge looking to throw. He rolls and throws on the run. Sliding attempt. And it's incomplete, intended for R.J. May.
But when he first threw that ball, like who's he throwing it to? And all of a sudden, R.J. May, junior receiver, comes into the pitcher and almost gets a hold of it. And again, you like the fact that this Bulldog offense not being predictable, throwing on first down, mixing it up.
Off the incompletion, second down and 10. Empty backfield for the Bulldogs. Clark Rutledge will send out 3 wideouts to the right, 2 near side to the left. In the slot on the left side, it's Zach Chanel, and we have another timeout taken. And it's a timeout taken by East Palestine with 10:39 left to play here in the second quarter. We'll take it as well. 14-6 United, leading East Palestine on the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. $10:39 left to play here until halftime. It's 14-6 in favor of United. Those Eagle fans liking what they are seeing to this point. East Palestine has some other thoughts. Rutledge takes the snap, rolling. He stops, fires, and completes that one. But it's not going to net much as Chanel made the catch and then got shoved backwards. It's a short loss on the play. Wyatt Swanson there to make the tackle. And that'll bring up third down and 8. They give a little forward progress, but it didn't net a whole heck of a lot. Rutledge looks things over. Now Chanel lines up in a wing on the right side. Rutledge to throw. He fires, and it's incomplete. Pass was intended for Keelan Simon right along that far sideline, but it was well out of bounds, and it'll bring up 4th down and 8 for the Bulldogs.
You'd imagine they'd go for it here, keeping that offense out there. We've seen them miss an extra point here tonight. So the kicking game, not the strength of this Bulldog team.
So now it's a 5 wide receiver set, empty backfield for East Palestine.
And one thing I've noticed tonight, Chad, they're not in a hurry to snap the ball.
Nope.
They're using that entire play clock.
Rutledge takes the snap. He will look to run. Rutledge straight up the middle, cuts it back upfield. And he's inside the 10-yard line, and that is more than enough for a Bulldog first down. What a play by Rutledge.
You know, that's something we haven't seen a lot of, but we know that Clark Rutledge could run the football. We talked about it before, coming in here tonight with 10 rushing touchdowns, almost 500 yards rushing. Haven't seen it a lot tonight, but on an important 4th down, he's able to convert.
East Palestine into the B&R Wholesale Tire and Wheel red zone. First down and goal from the 8-yard line for the Bulldogs. Rutledge looking to throw, dumps it off, middle of the field. It is caught. Tackle made by Mekhi Haynes. And it'll bring up 2nd down and goal. Pickup of about 2 yards. They mark it now down at the 5. It'll be 2nd and goal. Rutledge takes the snap. He looks to throw, pumping once. He will roll and throw on the run into the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown! R.J. May hauled that one in. There's a late flag that was thrown after the score. It's now 14-12. Let's see if we have some sort of personal foul or some taunting, perhaps. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Let's see from either side. We'll get the call from Frank Cardone. It is against East Palestine. It's called against R.J. May, who caught the touchdown pass.
Well, you look at the replay here of the touchdown. Clark Rutledge does a great job of buying time and finding that wide receiver, and a lot of traffic in that end zone. And there you saw the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. It gets right in the face of the defender that he beat for the touchdown.
14th touchdown pass of the season for Rutledge. Number 3 is a receiver for May. So now East Palestine will try for the long 2-point conversion.
And that's where that penalty really hurts your team, right? You're in a position to go for a regular 2-point conversion to tie this game up. Now all of a sudden, you're going from the 16-yard line.
Rutledge firing, end zone, and it was dropped. My, that was Chanel right in his breadbasket. It looked like he was going to haul it in easily, but he just didn't corral it. And with 8:40 left to play here in the second quarter, our score remains United 14, East Palestine 12. Look at this.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't be more wide open. Not sure if you saw that safety coming over.
WKBN's Big 22 includes the 5 blocks of granite. It honors the top high school football linemen in the Valley. It is sponsored by the Moransky Companies and by Coca's Pizza. Go to WKBN.com and click on sports to see the top high school football players in the Valley. So East Palestine is drawn to within 2 points, but the 2-point conversion was no good, so it stays 14-12, but a nifty-looking touchdown pass from Clark Rutledge to R.J. May.
Keep in mind the last time East Palestine scored that touchdown in the first quarter, United responded very quickly with a touchdown of their own, looking to do the same here in the second.
Chanel has been busy. He will kick this one off. Twin return men back deep for United. And it's Thomas Brown. And he is joined by Sidney Casto. So Chanel is ready to give this thing a ride. And he drills it, and it is taken by Casto across the 15 to the 20. Casto spins his way free across the 25, up near the 28-yard line. Brought down by Jackson Robb. But East Palestine trailing in the second quarter, putting together a good-looking drive. To draw to within 2, spreading the ball to multiple receivers. A steady diet of Zach Chanel as well. And Chanel picking up those hard-earned yards. And then, touchdown pass on the run, Rutledge to May. Our scoring drive sponsored by On Demand Occupational Medicine. Run play goes to Brown. Brown tripped up at the 34-yard line. Picked up positive yardage for United. They do spread him around quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's such a good athlete. You have to try to find ways, just not from the quarterback position, to get the ball in his hand.
He's lined up as a wide receiver. Now a direct snap of the Wildcat to Haynes, and he rumbles his way up to the 45-yard line. And that is more than enough for a United first down. United has those big bodies up front, and they are just moving and making holes.
Yeah, they do a nice job up front. You also have a big body running that football as well. Mekhi Haynes, 5'9", 215.
Haynes, they call him a bull. He runs really hard. We've seen that tonight. Run play. Brown cuts it back across the field. Foot race on. He's to the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Thomas Brown ripped off another long one. And United answers right back. It's a 54-yard touchdown run for the Eagles.
We talked about moving Thomas Brown around, finding places for him on the offense. Sometimes it's just, let's just snap it to him and watch him run, and that's exactly what happens there on that touchdown.
Liam Jones will now attempt the extra point. Snap is back. Ball is down. The kick is up, and it is good. 7:32 left to play here in the second quarter. It is now United 21, East Palestine 12. We'll take a timeout and bring you back for more after this on the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. 7 minutes, 32 seconds left to play here in the first half. It's been back and forth, but United has opened up a 21-12 lead on East Palestine here in Week 7 action. Chad Krispinski, Ralph Sandy with you. Liam Jones set to kick it off for United. Twin return men back deep for East Palestine. Among those back to return, Anthony Ottaviani. Jones makes his approach. Drills this one towards the far side. Looks to be caught by R.J. May. May knifing his way through defenders. May down the sideline, and the foot race is on. May with one man to beat, and he got knocked down. But East Palestine will open things up in the B&R Wholesale Tire and Wheel red zone. Jordan Kidder with a touchdown-saving tackle for United.
Get another great return by the Bulldog special teams unit. R.J. May not taking the straight line approach, but finding his way through that special teams unit of the Eagles. Nice job at the end. Jordan Kidder just staying with it to make that tackle. And R.J. May felt bad about that flag, and said, I'm going to make up for it on special teams, and he did so right there.
55-yard kickoff return for R.J. May, and here comes East Palestine as these two heavyweights continue to slug it out. In motion comes May. Clark Rutledge takes the snap. He's looking to throw. He'll roll. He fires off balance. It is caught. Pickup of about 8 yards on the play. Keelan Simon made the catch for East Palestine. United getting it done on the previous drive. Steady diet of that lethal ground attack. Thomas Jones polishing things off as he ripped off another long one for the touchdown for the Eagles. And that scoring drive is sponsored by On Demand Occupational Medicine. Second down and 2 from the 12-yard line. And the give is to Chanel, and he got swallowed up as soon as he took the handoff. Zach Graffius, the big defensive tackle, was there to absolutely blow that play up.
Well, you look at Graffius, big number 53 right there. We talked about him earlier at 6 foot 310. He moves well. I mean, he's able to get a good burst off the line of scrimmage, track the running back down. He just does a nice job in the centerpiece of that defense.
Third down and 5. We'll say it's a loss of 3 on the previous play. Zach Chanel is to the right of Clark Rutledge. 4 wide receivers set. Rutledge looks to dump it off, firing complete. And that is a first down. Very active Keelan Simon made the catch. Sidney Castro made the stop. Some of the Bulldog faithful wanted a penalty for a little unnecessary roughness. But after all of that, the ball will be spotted inside the 10-yard line. It'll be first down and goal from the 7 for East Palestine. That clock rolling inside 5.5 left to play in the second quarter. Rutledge takes the snap, and he will give it. This is Chanel powering his way down to the 5-yard line for a short pickup of 2 yards.
Yeah, you know, we talk about it all the time. When you start throwing those little passes to the outside, you get that defense spread out. Then you're able to use a back like Chanel just to pound that ball up the middle.
Rutledge will now operate out of an empty backfield. He sends out 3 wideouts to the left, 2 far side to the right. And Rutledge looks to throw, firing near side, and it is caught. R.J. May made the catch. It looked like he had a chance to fall backwards into the end zone for the touchdown. But he tried to come back and spin his way free, and he got stopped short of the end zone, but quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Comes East Palestine. Clark Rutledge takes the snap, quarterback sneak straight up the middle. No signal just yet. Now there it is. It's a touchdown for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, there was a big pile on the ground, but Clark Rutledge wasn't in it. He was standing up in the end zone. Eagles do a good job of packing that line of scrimmage, but somehow, some way, Clark Rutledge following Michael Morrison into that end zone.
So it's a 1-yard touchdown run for Clark Rutledge. And it is now 21-18. And East Palestine will keep the offense out there. They'll go for the 2-point conversion to try and cut this to a 1-point deficit. Rutledge takes the snap. Under duress, he fires. Incomplete. Pass was intended for R.J. May. And it's no good, and so it stays 21-18 United with 4:09 left to play here until halftime. So 21-18 is our score. But a good-looking drive for East Palestine as the Bulldogs continue to go blow for blow with this very powerful United team.
Yeah, this is an East Palestine who, on 2 of their touchdowns, have been aided by great kickoff returns. They trust in their quarterback, Rutledge, making good decisions all night, mixing the run and the pass together. You see one that almost gets into the end zone, then it's Rutledge that backs it in from about the 1-yard line.
That scoring drive is sponsored by On Demand Occupational Medicine. 1-yard touchdown plunge. So the Bulldogs set to kick this thing away. Booted down the field by Chanel and taken by Casto. Casto lost his footing as he tried to cut to the left and his knee touched down. So the field position for United here, not nearly as good as some of the other field position that we have seen from either side, but the Golden Eagles will set things up. First down and 10, and they mark the ball down at, looks like the 29-yard line. Look at the yardage. United really piling up that yardage, but East Palestine down by just 3 at 21-18. In motion comes Quentin Taylor on the keeper. This is Brown, and he got spun down by Alex Kidder. I beg your pardon, that was Ashton Trotsky. 52 and 62 numerals, looking a little bit similar there, but boy, that's a textbook tackle right there.
Yeah, he was up high, but did a nice job of hanging on to someone who's hard to hang on to.
Brown brings it to the near side, up the sideline. Brown with a wall of blockers into the open field. He's to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown! What can Brown do for you?
Well, you talked about poor field position. Doesn't seem to matter when Thomas Brown is the quarterback. 2 runs, touchdown. That quick of an answer for the United offense.
Every time East Palestine scratches and claws and gets a little bit closer, Thomas Brown does something like that. 67-yard touchdown run. And it's 27-18 pending the extra point. Liam Jones trying to blast it through. Snap is back, ball is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. 3:25 left to play here in the second quarter. It's back to a 10-point United lead at 28-18.
Well, I think for the Bulldogs, you got to be somewhat aggressive. I think maybe you speed up the offense a little bit. We've seen them use that play clock the entire thing. Maybe you get a little quicker to the ball.
Line drive kick is hauled in by the Bulldogs, and then great special teams coverage by United. Tackle made at the 38-yard line as we get a look at what United was able to do, and a heavy dose of Thomas Brown. Again, small in stature, but a huge in impact.
Yeah, I think what's so impressive about him is certainly his speed, but his vision, when to cut it back to the middle of the field, when to follow his blockers. He really does a nice job making those decisions in the middle of runs that find him in the end zone more often than not.
Scoring drive sponsored by On Demand Occupational Medicine. First down and 10 for East Palestine from the 39-yard line. Bulldogs back to work. Rutledge looking to throw. He's under duress, and he is sacked. Levi Lucas in hot pursuit with a big-time sack. And the United defense starting to tee off. Second sack of the season for Levi Lucas. He saw an opportunity and he took full advantage.
Yeah, Rutledge had pressure in his face, didn't see the pressure from behind. And that pressure was created by that guy right there, number 77, Levi Lucas, the junior.
Loss of 7 yards on the play, second down and 17. Rutledge firing complete. And that's not going to net much up ahead of the 36-yard line. Reception made by Braden Plum. And now United is going to call a timeout. So the Eagles with one timeout remaining now, they see an opportunity to perhaps get the football back, score again, go 2 for 1. They'll get the ball to start this third quarter. It will be third down and 17 when we get back to it. So they may get the football back and have another chance. Following tonight's action, we will select a player of the game. It's one player that has made the greatest impact during our game of the week. Our Player of the Game award is sponsored by Eastwood Mall, Stadium GM, and Soup City Designs. Chad Krispinski, Ralph Sandy with you on this Friday night in week number 7. 28-18 United leading East Palestine. First place in the Eastern Ohio Athletic Conference, hanging in the balance here in week 7 between these two conference powers. East Palestine seeking its first win over United in 8 years. It is third down and 13. See if this United defense brings pressure again on the young quarterback Clark Rutledge. Rutledge takes the snap, zips it to the near side, and the catch is made. R.J. May has it, breaks one tackle, and then he got drilled by Quentin Taylor. Well shy of a first down, and United will take its final timeout. And so they'll have plenty of time with which to work 2:19. These drives for United have not taken long when you have Thomas Brown ripping off touchdown runs of 63 yards, 54 yards, and 67 yards. Those drives, those don't take long.
Yeah, I mean, you use those timeouts, certainly save the clock for your offense, but you might not need it the way that they're playing. And that United defense comes up big, and I think when you look at that series of plays, the key was that sack by Levi Lucas really set him behind the chains, right? Made it much more difficult for that Bulldog offense to throw those little short passes that they've been so successful with because they found themselves in a second 17 situation.
So it is fourth down upcoming. And Chanel. And the offense come back out. Clark Rutledge. And the Bulldogs look like they will go for it. Chanel now moves back to punt. Takes the snap. It was almost blocked. And it hits out of bounds. And we'll see where they'll mark the ball down. It looks like right about the 20-yard line. And so it'll be first down and 10 for United. First down and 10 from the 20-yard line. It is United going to work. Brown firing downfield. Chastain makes the catch. He will take this one to the house. Touchdown from 80 yards.
Boy, when you're so successful on the ground, it opens up everything. And Thomas Brown, he could run the ball, but you know what? He could throw it too.
They lull you to sleep with that ground attack. And Brown was on point, in stride.
Yeah, think about it. You don't really respect that pass game. Brown only comes into this game having thrown the ball 23 times, so not a big part of this Eagle offense. But, boy, at a crucial part in this first half, they come up big through the air.
Liam Jones on for the extra point to try and make this 35-18. His kick is up, and it is good. 2:02 left until halftime, and it is now 35-18. We made the joke that these drives don't take very long. Well, they followed suit, didn't they?
It just happened different than we thought it was going to, right? We thought we might be talking about Thomas Brown running into the end zone from 80 yards out. Instead, he puts it in the air to Dakota Chastain.
So United will kick it away. Liam Jones, the Eagles kicker, will need ice for his leg after all the kicking off he's done and all the extra points. He'll tee it up once again. Back deep to return for East Palestine. Looks like Tanner Morrow is one of the return men. Now the question is, how aggressive will you be if you're East Palestine? Also back deep to return, it's Colton Early, who's had a big night on special teams. It's a little short kick, which will roll out of bounds, and so that is going to give East Palestine some good field position. I guess that may answer the question of how aggressive they can be. But what you don't want at this point is to try and make something happen and turn it over and give United another opportunity.
Yeah, but I think you're at the point in the game right now where United has all the momentum. You have to do something. I don't think you could sit back and be conservative right here. You have Clark Rutledge at quarterback. You obviously have a lot of trust in him and his decision-making.
First down and 10 from the 35-yard line. Rutledge rolling. Out of traffic. Rutledge still looking downfield. He fires. It is incomplete. It'll be second down and 10. We mentioned a short drive for United. Just a very quick 80-yard touchdown pass. Brown to Dakota Chastain. That scoring drive. One play. It's all it lasted. It's courtesy of On Demand Occupational Medicine. So second down and 10. East Palestine trying to get something going here in the final moments of this first half. Rutledge zips it across the way. That one is caught right at the line of scrimmage. Looks like Braden Plum made the catch, but there was not much running room whatsoever, and an outstanding defensive play for United in coverage.
Yeah, he did a nice job of just giving up the short pass, making sure you have a solid tackle. Be careful here. An incomplete pass here on third down will definitely give the United the ball back with some time to work with.
So that clock is rolling now. 1:10 and counting. It'll be third down and 8 upcoming for East Palestine. And it's a delay of game against the Bulldogs. So that's going to back them up even further. It'll bring up third down and 13 now. .65 seconds remaining.
And in this situation, I think you certainly see a run here to use up as much clock, knowing that United doesn't have any more timeouts.
Rutledge takes the snap. He'll look to go to the air. Now will keep it. Rutledge up the middle, and he got knocked down short of the line to gain. Brought down by Sidney Casto.
So I think if you're the Bulldogs, you do the same thing you did last time, right? You line up in your offense. If you have a great matchup, you see something great, maybe you run it. Maybe you back Chanel up and punt it at the last possible second.
Play clock is down to 12. About 16-second difference between the play clock and the game clock. Play clock down to 3 and now 2. It's a high snap, and Chanel gets the kick away. Everybody's going to move away from it. And there's a flag that comes flying in.
Yeah, that's going to go against United. Just an unnecessary block, which will cost them 15 yards. So a pretty good field position is going to go to pretty bad field position quickly.
Blindside block, I think, is what I saw signaled. Yes, it is a blindside block. Watch the right side of the screen.
And this is something that at all levels they've tried to get rid of. It's Coda Chastain, who made such a great play on that reception, making not such a great play on special team.
You would imagine now United will take a knee, but you never know. If
I'm United, I'm running Thomas Brown. I mean, we've seen him score in one play. Not necessarily sure you put the ball in the air, you're going to see him line up there in victory formation. So maybe not, but especially knowing that you do get the ball coming out here in the third quarter.
All right. I think they have to adjust where the ball is going to be placed down. And it looks like they're going into victory formation. And it looks like it'll be one kneel down, and that'll do it for us here in this first half. What a first half it was. It was a back and forth first half. But here at halftime, it is United 35, East Palestine 18. We will take a timeout and begin our halftime festivities. Those come your way next. You're watching live coverage of the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. 35-18 is our score. And the ball is now teed up by Zach Chanel.
Well, one of our moves to victory was getting stops, and needless to say, East Palestine's going to need to do that early and often here and not let this Eagle offense just take off like they did in that first half.
Brown is back deep to try and return. We'll see if he gets an opportunity as that kick is angled towards the far sideline, and it's out of bounds, and a flag immediately is thrown. So the kick out of bounds. We'll mark the ball down at the 35-yard line. First down and 10. There's our referee, Frank Cardone. And out comes the offense. First and 10 from the 35-yard line. Golden Eagles back on the attack. They'll bring a man in motion right to left. The run play goes up the middle, up to the 39-yard line on the carry. Braden Schwartz.
Making that last tackle for the Bulldogs.
It's a pickup of 4 yards. It'll be second down and 6. Not a real sense of urgency for United. Once again, it's a run play that goes to Brown, and he got cut down. Brought down by Brad Bartels. Pickup of a couple. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Come the Eagles.
Yeah, this is something we didn't see a lot in that first half. Stopping Brown for a short gain. Bartels does it right there. And a hard count gets a free 5 yards right there. You did notice on that run with a nice tackle by Bartels, a great block up front by Mekhi Haynes. And I think, you take Brown out of the picture, what a good running back Haynes is, kind of overshadowed there in the first half, but just a solid running back and played a heck of a game on the defensive side of the ball too.
Against the Bulldogs, 5-yard penalty.
So that's a free and easy first down. Just a minute into this third quarter.
Ball will be spotted at the 47-yard line.
So a fresh set of downs for United. 3 wide receivers to the right. Brown now comes in motion. Direct snap goes to Haynes. Haynes pushing the pile. Strong running for Haynes. He's wrestled down at the 44-yard line, and he's close to another United first down.
And those are the type of runs that you're not going to see on the highlight show, but really established drives, wear out the defense, and allow things to open up for a player like Thomas Brown.
Second down and 1 upcoming for United. And the run play comes to the near side. It's a first down to the 37-yard line. It's Quentin Taylor, who we heard from at halftime. He says he's a very good driver. He's a good runner as well with the ball in his hands.
Well, I like both of those interviews at halftime. 2 very well-spoken young men and showing you what they could do on a Friday night here tonight as well.
First down and 10 from the 36-yard line of East Palestine. Two wide receivers, far side to the right. United brings a man in motion. This is Brown breaking tackles, busting it to the outside. Brown, stiff arm, and he's ridden down. But not before picking up another big first down. Braden Plum made the stop, but Thomas Brown takes United back into the B&R Wholesale Tire and Wheel red zone.
Boy, and you saw it right there in the chat. We talked about his vision. You're going to see him keep the ball, make that first man miss there at the line of scrimmage, and watch. He knows exactly when to get that outside. And you see that cut outside, pretty good stiff arm. Braden Plum, the leading tackler, or one of the leading tacklers here for the Bulldogs, makes that play.
It's a 25-yard run for Thomas Brown, who continues to just pile up those numbers. That's Mekhi Haynes, and we have a whistle. And we have a timeout called by United with 9 minutes left to play in the third. We'll take it as well. United on the move here in the third of the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. And welcome back. 9 minutes to play in the third quarter. United 35, East Palestine 18. United looking for more. As they're on the move, it is first down and 10 from the 11-yard line. Thomas Brown brings a man in motion right to left. Brown turns, gives, run play up the middle. And on the carry again, it's Braden Schwartz.
Tries the ball down near the 9-yard line. Pickup of 2. Brings up down and 8.
Short pickup on first down.
Well, you see the Eagles really spreading it around on this drive, getting a lot of guys. You see those wide receivers going in motion, getting the ball way more often on this drive.
Line of scrimmage is the 9-yard line. In motion comes Haynes, and the give is to Haynes. Straight up the middle, he's in. Touchdown! 9-yard touchdown run. Eagles on the board again.
Continuing to mix it up on the offensive side of the ball on that drive alone. We saw Taylor and Schwartz and Brown get carries. Haynes gets carries, and Haynes gets out one into the end zone.
Liam Jones on to attempt the extra point. And his kick is up, and it is good. 8:22 left to play in the third quarter. United has opened up a 42-18 lead on the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. 8:22 left to play here in the third quarter. United 42, East Palestine 18. Chad Krispinski and Ralph Sandy back with you on this Friday night here in week number 7. United offense has been as good as advertised and maybe even a little bit better. Eagles coming in averaging just a hair under 30 points per game, and they're already up to 42, and we still have a whole quarter and a half and maybe a little bit more left in this one. Liam Jones with a little short pooch kick taken at the 33-yard line. And on the return, it's Anthony Ottaviani. So it'll be first down and 10 upcoming for East Palestine. Another impressive drive by the Golden Eagles, however, and this time a steady diet of Mekhi Haynes.
Yeah, they did a really nice job spreading the ball around, getting it to different people. They didn't rely on just on Thomas Brown, although he did come up with a big 20-plus yard run right here with a good stiff arm to end it. But it was Haynes that gets it into the end zone once again.
Well, the drive started with Haynes, ended with Haynes. First down and 10 from the 37-yard line. In motion comes R.J. May. Rutledge dumps it off to the near side. It's incomplete, intended for Tanner Morrow. It'll be second down and 10. You may recall that in the last meeting back on October 25th of last season, United rolled in this matchup 51-12, clinching the EOAC title. Now, nothing will be clinched officially tonight. However, the winner certainly moves into the driver's seat atop the conference standings. Second down and 10 from the 37-yard line. Rutledge firing complete to the near side. It's Keelan Simon brought down. And that will bring up a third down play. See where they rule him down. It looks like at the 42-yard line.
I think, first of all, I'm impressed by Clark Rutledge tonight. I think his accuracy for a sophomore quarterback is poised in the pocket. Very, very impressive. Then on that defensive side of the ball for United, they've done a great job of keeping those short passes in front of them. They haven't allowed some of those 5 or 6 yard hitches to get, to go the distance or to get long yardage. They have done a nice job of tackling in the open spaces.
Third down and 4. Rutledge back to throw. He steps up, firing downfield, incomplete. Pass was intended for R.J. May. It'll set up fourth down and 4 upcoming for East Palestine. Will the offense stay out there? It looks like it will. I thought it was interesting when I visited with Coach Dempster earlier in the week. He said that Clark is just so dedicated to it. He said last week Clark was texting him at 10 o'clock, sending him screenshots from huddle, suggesting things, and Coach said, look, Clark, you got to get some sleep, get to bed. He's really dedicated to playing quarterback at a high level. EP will punt it away. Chanel gets the kick off, and it'll take an East Palestine bounce, and it'll roll out of bounds inside the 20, right near the 18-yard line, and so that is where United will set up shop. First down and 10. The area's best football players are all part of WKBN's Big 22. The Big 22 is sponsored by WW Heating and Air Conditioning, as well as Northeast Ohio Impact Academy. Go to WKBN.com and click on sports to see the top high school football players in the Valley.
And I think when it comes to the Big 22, I think Thomas Brown has put his resume in for that job here tonight.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea.
And I think the other thing you have to talk about for United tonight, they've been so impressive, but that offensive line. You have Tyler and Bryce Wood, Thomas Beresford, Wyatt Heaver, Levi Lucas, Jacob Riffey's been in there. Just have been solid.
Thomas Brown brings Haynes in motion. Brown will look to go to the air. He fires deep downfield. It is caught. Same connection as earlier tonight, and the same end result. Touchdown, United from way long.
Well, you talked about his QBR being good before that. How about 2 for 2, 2 long touchdowns for Thomas Brown and Coda Chastain. Just putting some film out there for future opponents to pay attention to. Great protection up front. And again, just another perfect pass to Chastain.
82-yard touchdown pass. 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns.
Well, I'm not a mathematician, but I think he's averaging 81 per completion. We'll have to check with Mike on that, but I believe that's correct.
And now the clock will start to roll as it is now a 30-point contest at 48-18. There was some movement early by United. Try it again.
5-yard penalty marked off. Still be attempting the extra point try.
So they'll back it up 5, and Liam Jones will have to attempt a short field goal at this point for the extra point. And it doesn't appear to be a problem. It isn't a problem. 5:45, rolling third quarter clock. It is now 49-18. And they want the clock to stop now. And it will. There's the OHSAA point differential rule. Any lead beyond 30, or 30 or more, I should say. And the only thing really that will stop it is an injury, and they'll stop it now prior to the kickoff. So, East Palestine will now have to put some points on the board to stop that clock from rolling.
And boy, it seems like this game just got out of hand so quickly in that second quarter. You know, we were talking about going back and forth, and both of these defenses were getting stops here and there. But man, all of a sudden, United got the momentum, and they haven't laid off the gas pedal since.
Back deep to return for East Palestine. It's Tanner Morrow and Colton Early. Liam Jones to kick it off again. And I feel like I've said that a lot here tonight. Jones, a little short pooch kick, which is taken by Early. Early ahead to the 30, and he's swarmed upon and dropped. Tackle made by Braden Schwartz of United. But United, again, another quick strike, and it doesn't get much better than that. Coda Chastain hauling in that 82-yard touchdown pass from Thomas Brown. and United just continues to cruise, and that scoring drive courtesy of On-Demand Occupational Medicine. One play. How many one-play drives have we seen tonight from United? More than a few. Zach Chanel takes the handoff, and he got stacked up and pushed backwards. May have lost a yard on the play. They may give him forward progress back to the line. Jacob Burton was there to make the stop for United.
I think United defensively has done a good job not allowing the big play. We talked about the solid tackling in the open field, but I think their defensive line has done a good job not allowing Chanel to break a big run, not allowing Clark Rutledge to make that big play. And there's a good look at some of those big guys up front that have played so well, Graffius and Wood.
Second down and 10 from the 33-yard line. Rutledge looking to throw. He rolls to the near side, still looking downfield, and he got pushed out of bounds. A short pickup on the play, pushed out by Austin Serezna. Short pickup of a couple of yards.
And there's a good look at Austin Ceresna. You know, you look at him right there, number 32, 6 foot 170. That might be a little generous. And he plays the D line. He's one of those speed rushers on the outside that, you know, may not be the biggest guy, but uses that speed to shoot those gaps and to get outside to put quarterback pressures on.
3rd down and 7 for East Palestine. That one zipped in there. It's incomplete. There's a late flag on in coverage. It was Haynes and Taylor.
I think the refs are going to say that he arrived early. It's going to give the Bulldogs a 1st down.
So it is pass interference against United.
Be able to take a good look at it right here. I think the thing you look at as an officials, you always see that front arm out there knocking out the ball. Where's that other arm? So many times you hook a guy, you grab that jersey. Something that we didn't see in that replay, but certainly could have happened.
1st down and 10 from the 50. In motion comes R.J. May. Rutledge will give it to Chanel, and he got knocked down as soon as he took that handoff. He did get back to the line of scrimmage, but Mekhi Haynes was there to blast him down.
You also see the aggressiveness of that Eagle defense right there. Mekhi Haynes wraps Chanel up, and boy, you see a lot of white helmets fly into the football.
Closing in on 2 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. 3 wide receivers, far side to the left, 2 near side to the right. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for East Palestine. Clark Rutledge under duress, evades the pressure and throws on the run, and is caught. Tanner Morrow made the catch. What a play by Rutledge. He was under duress and very easily could have been sacked. The pressure coming from Rowan Kelly, but Rutledge threw on the run, and that was picture-perfect placement, and the Bulldogs 1st down.
Yeah, the Eagles bring Kelly on that blitz from the corner. Just a little sidestep, some patience, and Rutledge finds the open man.
Closing in on the final minute, Clark Rutledge looking to throw. It's incomplete. Pass was intended for R.J. May. And we're now inside the final minute of this 3rd quarter with a rolling clock due to the 31-point deficit for East Palestine. Second down and 10 upcoming for the Bulldogs. Chanel is to the right of Rutledge. Rutledge fakes the handoff, firing deep downfield. It's caught inside the 10-yard line. And it's R.J. May on the receiving end. And he tumbled into the B&R Wholesale Tire and Wheel red zone.
Boy, give credit to the Bulldogs, right? Continuing to fight out there. A well-thrown ball by Rutledge. May goes up. He's made some really good catches here tonight.
We'll see if East Palestine gets a snap off prior to the end of the quarter. They will not. 3 quarters in the books here in Hanoverton. And we head to the 4th quarter. It is now 49-18 United. We go to the 4th after this on the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. 12 minutes to play here in Week 7 of the high school football season. United leading East Palestine 49-18, but the Bulldogs are on the move. It's 1st and goal from the 7 for East Palestine. Clark Rutledge takes the snap, pumping once. He stops. He's flushed from the pocket. He throws it incomplete, out of bounds. Was intended for Keelan Simon.
And we've seen that here tonight with Rutledge, very smart with the football. Even a game like this, not willing to take chances. Gonna roll to your right, you see nothing, throw it out of bounds. Live to play another day.
2nd down and goal upcoming. from the 7-yard line. Rutledge takes the snap, zips it in there. It's incomplete. Pass was intended for Tanner Morrow. And it'll bring up 3rd down and goal from the 7-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Rutledge plays baseball, but he threw the fastball right there. Just unable to connect with Morrow.
So the Bulldogs trying to stick it in and stop this rolling clock. As it's down to 10:35 and counting. 2 wide receivers, far side to the right, 1 near side to the left. Rutledge brings a man in motion right to left. It was R.J. May. Rutledge looking to throw. He's flushed from the pocket, looking towards the end zone. He fires that way, and it is knocked down, incomplete. Micaiah Haynes was big for United on that play, setting up a 4th down and goal situation.
We saw a similar situation in the first half where, they needed a big chunk of yards on a 4th down, or at least it was a 3rd and long, and we saw Clark Rutledge run, like a little quarterback draw. Wouldn't be surprised to see that here, especially with how spread out their formation is.
4th down and goal for East Palestine here in the 4th quarter. Rutledge back to throw. He fires. It is caught. Touchdown. R.J. May on a little slant hauled it in. And it's in for the touchdown from 7 yards out.
He had another fastball out to the outside. R.J. May just sitting there, delivers it, lowers that shoulder to get that 1 yard he needed to get it into the end zone.
So it's 49-24. East Palestine will now go for 2. Rutledge spins. He floats it, and it is caught and incomplete. Off the fingertips of Zach Chanel. And with 9:19 left to play in the 4th quarter, it's 49-24 in favor of United on the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. 9:16 left to play here in the 4th quarter. They jumped the gun and kicked it off too quick. And it was a short return ahead to the 29-yard line, and that is where United will have it. 1st down and 10 with a 49-24 lead here in the 4th quarter. Thomas Brown brings a man in motion to give his to Schwartz, and Schwartz breaks 1 tackle, breaks another. 40, 45, down the near sideline. Look at Schwartz. 1 man to beat. And he got pushed out of bounds at the tail end of that play. Otherwise, he was just about to scamper in for 6. But he came perilously close. And just like that, United quickly in to the B&R Wholesale Tire and Wheel Red Zone. Boy, pick your poison with this United offense.
Yeah, just so many weapons. We haven't seen a lot of Braden Schwartz tonight. Got a couple carries, but that time able to get through that line, get to the outside to show you his speed. And again, it seems like no matter who's carrying that ball, those big guys right there are making holes for him.
Touchdown saving tackle by Avery Klingensmith. 1st down and 10 from the 17 for United. It's a run play that goes to Schwartz. Schwartz powering his way down towards that goal line. He came close once again. East Palestine able to stick it in to cut into this deficit. Couple of nifty pass completions coming from Clark Rutledge, and when it was all said and done, they were able to stick it in on a short touchdown pass. That scoring drive sponsored by On Demand Occupational Medicine.
Man, I think Braden Schwartz deserves this carry right here. 2 carries to get him in this position. You'd love to see him get in the end zone.
He's lined up as a wide receiver, far side to the left. They will bring him in motion, and the give is to Schwartz. Schwartz powers his way in for the touchdown. After all of that, he was the workhorse, and look, he's taking a couple of deep breaths, trying to catch his breath.
I think he'll trade those deep breaths for that touchdown. He did a great job on that long run. You got to throw him a bone, get him in the end zone. Again, the guys up front just moving people.
3-yard touchdown run for United by Braden Schwartz, and now Liam Jones will attempt the extra point as the clock starts to roll. And it is up, and it is good. We'll take a timeout and bring you back for the conclusion after this on the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. Liam Jones with a short kick that's taken at the 28 across the 30. Across the 35 to the 36 goes Braden Plum. Tackle made by William Gunderson of United. But United, whoever carries the ball, seems to pick up big chunks of yardage, and this drive coming courtesy of Braden Schwartz. He was the focal point that time, and they just continued to feed him and feed him again until he was able to get in for the touchdown. And that scoring drive coming courtesy of On Demand Occupational Medicine. 3-yard touchdown run by Braden Schwartz. First down and 10 from the 36 for East Palestine. Rutledge fires. It's complete across the way. Keelan Simon made the grab, and he was wrestled out of bounds. They'll call it a gain of 9 yards. 2nd down and 1 upcoming. You look at the yardage for United. My goodness.
Yeah, look at the number of plays to get it. I mean, that's crazy. 588 yards in a ball game. It just shows you how many big plays. And to have this kind of lead, you look at the time of possession. They always say you got to win the time of possession, but not when you're able to score in 1 or 2 plays, you don't.
We'll officially call it 2nd down and 2. They mark the ball down at the 44-yard line as Clark Rutledge takes the snap, looks to the near side, firing, and is picked off! Picked off by Caden Schonauer. He'll take this one to the house. Pick 6, touchdown!
Yeah, the Bulldogs kind of forced it to just throwing the football. The Eagles be able to sit back there on defense and kind of read that quarterback. Probably the only mistake Clark Rutledge has made here tonight. Stares down his target, floats it up there, and Schonauer does a nice job of breaking on it early and getting it to the house.
62-24. And Liam Jones with yet another extra point try. It is up and it is good to make it 63-24. And that clock continues to wind down, and boy, the celebration will soon begin for United, and it will only be a matter of moments now before this one is in the books. Jones, little short pooch kick hauled in by Braden Plum. Plum breaks 1 tackle, but then he will be swarmed upon and slammed down at the 30-yard line. Let's check out some other scores from around the valley, courtesy of Farmers National Bank. The beat goes on for Poland. Poland knocks off Niles 42-6. In other action tonight, it is Boardman with a 4-point lead on Warren Harding. That one has gone to the 4th quarter. Elsewhere, Canfield holding off Louisville at the moment, 23-14. And another score to pass along. It is Girard all over South Range, 49-21. South Range close to losing a 2nd consecutive game.
Yeah, I haven't said that for a long time.
Nope. So they mark the ball at the 30. It'll be 1st down and 10 for East Palestine. Clark Rutledge with a 4 wide receiver set, 3 to the right, 1 near side to the left. Rutledge to throw. That one got knocked down at the line of scrimmage by Aiden Bradley. United has won the past 7 meetings prior to tonight, dating back to 2018. The last time East Palestine defeated United was back in 2017 when the Bulldogs came away with the 36-7 victory. We're inside 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And Rutledge will give it up the middle. On the carry, it's Anthony Ottaviani. WKBN's Big 22 includes the 5 blocks of granite, which honors the top high school football linemen in the Valley. It's sponsored by the Moransky Companies and Coca's Pizza. Go to WKBN.com and click on sports to see the top high school football players in the Valley. Like there was a flag down.
I thought I heard a face mask call there. Yeah, against the Eagles.
So Clark Rutledge trying to get some more points on the board. He brings Braden Plum in motion, left to right. Rutledge back to throw. He'll heave it downfield, and it is incomplete. So we're inside 90 seconds left, and United is going to pick up its 6th win of the season. Well, East Palestine is going to fall for the first time here this fall, dropping to 6-1. As far as what lies ahead for these two teams as we play this out, United has a date with Valley Christian. Meanwhile, East Palestine will hit the road to face Latonia in week number 8. A pass completed to Keelan Simon. And it won't be long now before this one is in the books. That will be an East Palestine first down. Certainly want to thank all the fine folks here in Hanoverton at United High School, a first-class operation, a great group of people, tremendously helpful, kind, hospitable. Rutledge pumping once, and he throws on the run. This one is caught right along the far sideline. R.J. May on the receiving end. The final seconds are going to tick on down. And the final score in this one here tonight in week number 7, it is United 63, East Palestine 24. A heck of a ball game and plenty of big plays here in this EOAC tilt. We'll take a timeout, and we will begin our post-game coverage following these words. You're watching live coverage of the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. And welcome back to Hanover 10, where here tonight it was United rolling past previously unbeaten East Palestine by a final score of 63-24. Hi again, everybody. Chad Przypinski back with you. It's time to select our Player of the Game. Our Player of the Game award is sponsored by Eastwood Mall, Stadium GM, and Soup City Designs. Was there any question? Tonight's Player of the Game is United's Thomas Brown. Listen to these numbers, Thomas, in case you're not familiar. 262 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, 162 passing yards, 2 more touchdowns. I don't think you're going to forget this night anytime soon. What's going through your mind? How are you feeling right now following this huge win here in Week 7?
I'm feeling great. I mean, I just love my team, and we put on a good game against East Palestine and beat their undefeated team.
How motivated were you knowing that certainly they got a lot of publicity? They were undefeated at 6-0 coming in here. to come in here and make a statement against them and really put it to them. Tell me about that and the motivation factor behind it.
We were motivated all week. We just wanted to come in here. Oh, we wanted to beat their team and defeat their team.
Tell me about your performance. You seemed like every time you touched the ball, you busted a big run. You threw a couple of long balls. Tell me what was going through your mind as you seemingly scored every time you touched the ball tonight. What was going through your mind? What worked so well for you?
Well, I just think we were blocking really well. The O-line blocked great. On the edge, we blocked great, and we were just running the ball great and passing the ball great.
Tell me about what a win like this can do. Obviously, you guys have just the one loss. You now have 6 wins on the season. A win like this against an undefeated team, tell me what kind of effect it could have on your confidence. What does this do for your confidence level when you put together a dominant performance like this?
My confidence is as high as it ever can be, and our team is ready for the playoffs.
Congratulations on a great performance, a great win. We wish you and the Eagles all the best moving forward.
Thank you.
That is our player of the game, Thomas Brown. He accounts for 5 total touchdowns as United rolls past East Palestine in the end by a final score of 63-24. We will continue our post-game coverage after this on the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. And that young man has likely dialed up WKBN.com. He's probably checking local scores from around the area here in week number 7. He doesn't have to check the score here because he probably saw it on the scoreboard. United rolling past East Palestine by a final score of 63-24. Hi again, everybody. Chad Krispinski alongside Ralph Sandy. And boy, it started very quickly for East Palestine. It ended very quickly for them in terms of United piling up the points, and they really put this thing away early in the second half.
Yeah, no, we talked about it during the broadcast. In that second quarter, United started to get that momentum, and they never let their foot off the gas.
And the man in the middle of it all certainly was our player of the game. He also provides tonight's play of the game, which is brought to you by our friends at Stadium GM and by Armstrong Cable. Thomas Brown, a night to remember. Not 1, but 2 touchdown passes. This one coming from 80 yards out in the second quarter. Really, that was the knockout punch, and United from that point on never really looked back, and this one was a dominant win, 63-24.
Yeah, I mean, they ran the ball so well tonight that when they did throw it, I mean, they had 2 80-yard touchdowns. I mean, a total package, both offensively and defense. A very impressive win by the Eagles.
And Golden Eagle faithful, very happy. Want to thank Mike Phillis for bringing us by this Gridiron hat, this United Gridiron Club hat. Thanks to him for providing us with that, because these fans very happy here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at the beginning, that first quarter, a little tight, and then it was a runaway.
So that's the story from here in Hanoverton. We hope you'll join us right after this. Stan Bonio standing by for the WKBN Plus post-game show. He will have scores, highlights, and a complete recap of tonight's action. That comes your way exclusively on WKBN Plus. WKBN Plus is available to download and watch for free on your television. Download WKBN Plus today. It's available on Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV. Plenty of points piled up here tonight. United rolling past East Palestine. For my broadcast partner, Ralph Sandy, and all of us here at WKBN, my name is Chad Krispinski, telling you once again the final score, United 63, East Palestine 24. Both teams now 6-1 on the season. Till next time, so long, everybody.